What's up, everybody? Welcome to the second episode of Millennials to Millionaires. I'm Alicia Ace West.
I'm Twee Estate.
I'm Daniel King, a.k.a. King Sold.
Can you believe it? They made it back to a second episode. We must have been saying something.
Right.
This episode, we're going to be discussing mindset and how you can potentially become successful. Like these two gentlemen. I'm just a regular nobody, okay?
Nah, you somebody.
We're not fully there yet.
You're on a billboard about your nobody.
Call me Billboard AC.
I see you on a billboard.
Yes.
Come on, about you nobody.
At Young and Dundas Square. That's crazy,
Come
right?
on, about you nobody.
We ain't never been on no billboard before.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Anything's possible. You got to
come
manifest
on.
it. You have to manifest it, and part of manifesting is your mindset, okay? So one thing that we really want to talk about is emotional intelligence. There's actually a book that I've read before called Emotional Intelligence 2.0, and it gives you a quiz on essentially like how it tests you how good your emotional intelligence is. And emotional intelligence is essentially like how you interact and how you react to certain situations. Have you guys ever taken that test or?
Never.
Well, something to do.
Okay.
Add on your to-do list.
I'm going to put that on the to-do list.
Yes.
Amongst 100 other things.
I need you to get to it.
I need to buy some more land, but I'll definitely add that on the to-do list.
But let's get into it. Like, what are some types of things that you train your mindset to be better? Because success does not come overnight, and it's not just a physical thing, but it's really like what you teach yourself, what you say to yourself, what you consume, all that stuff.
Mindset, I feel like, is almost the most important part in terms of, you achieving success and, you wanting to be a millionaire or anything successful in anything that you're doing. It starts in your mind, right? And what you feed yourself is not just the food that you take in every day. It's the music that you're listening to. It's the TV that you're watching. It's, the conversations that you're having with people. These are all things that are forming and shaping your mind. So in terms of mindset, I feel like until you train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, you'll never be successful.
No, absolutely right. I was watching that video that, you shared this morning, and it was talking about how, like, your mind, essentially, you have to treat it as if, like, it's a plant. Yeah. Right? So there's certain environments or certain nutrients that are conducive to the well-being of your mind.
You gotta water it.
You gotta water it. You gotta feed it. You gotta give it some sun.
It needs a lot of things, So if we're not conscious of the things that we are, like depositing into ourselves, then you're gonna be left, steered astray. So for me personally, like even with my friend groups and certain things like that, we have groups via text, but I try not to pay attention to things that are just about like pop culture and gossip and things like that, because that has no intrinsic benefit for me, right? It brings no value to me. It only takes away from what I'm trying to achieve, right? So there's certain things I won't even comment on, I won't even respond to, because it's of no relevance.
You don't give it no energy at all.
Not at all, right? And that's something that I pride myself with, right? Like someone will tell me like, oh, have you heard this new Meg Thee Stallion song or this new Lil Baby? I'm like,
savage.
Well, you're missing out, first of all. So let's get that straight.
I haven't even listened to Lil Baby's full album yet.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, what you're saying is so true. And one thing I remember reading is that small minds discuss people, average minds discuss events, like current events, like COVID and stuff like that, and great minds discuss ideas.
Yeah.
So the people that I surround myself with, like, we're not talking about Meg Thee Stallion, even though she might be popping right now.
I've never even heard a track from her.
No?
Wow.
But that's important, right? You're listening to audiobooks. You're listening to... Like, what are you listening to right now?
Right now, I'm listening to 50 Cent's audiobook. Right?
Okay.
Hustle Smarter. Right? So that's something that I choose to sort of...
To feed yourself with.
But then it also depends where you are in life.
For
like,
sure.
I need to know about Megan Thee Stallion and Baby. I need to know what they're doing, because essentially being like a radio personality, podcast host, you need to be able to speak on pop culture things, right? So it's definitely, you have to, everybody, we have to be able to find a balance of things that are your interests, things that will help you become better, but then also things that, it's just like a snack, right? Like maybe a little chocolate here. Let me indulge in some like gossip real quick just because. But always making sure that you're finding ways to better yourself and like grow.
Balance is obviously important. Yeah. Right? You can't have too much of anything, right? Then you overdose, but I really believe that if it is something that your industry relies on, then of course you should be knowledgeable to the most extent in that industry, for sure. Right? If you're a radio host or a TV personality, then let me dive into certain topics.
And it could be anything though. It could be sports. It could be like cooking. You're not a chef, but you like cooking, so you go and you binge watch all of the shows on the Food Network. Do you know what I mean? Like those things still.
Those provide value for you because that's something that you're interested in, right? So I think it's definitely about balance. You know?
What are some like techniques that you guys do to kind of like get yourself, or rituals? That's a better way to explain it. What are some rituals that you guys do regularly to help yourself grow?
For me, the first thing I do is make my bed. It sounds crazy, and I'm just like,
I do too. It's okay.
But I remember reading one time that making your bed is the first task of the day. So if you can accomplish that task, it almost gets your day off to a good start, where you'll be able to, you have your to-do list and you'll be able to check off every other task.
Yeah.
If you don't start your day like that, there's a chance that, you might have something else on your to-do list that you might just push till tomorrow as well. I always stress, don't push to tomorrow what you can do today. Yeah. So that's the first thing.
Well, let me say about this bed thing, it actually helps with people who are fighting depression, because it's such an easy task that you can essentially get off, right? So if you are fighting with any types of depression, anxiety, or anything like that, like making your bed might actually help you see a little positivity, a little glimpse of glitter in the day.
It's small.
So small, so mundane,
small,
but
it makes a big change. And that's like the compound effect, one of my favorite books. That's what it talks about. Small changes will essentially just give you big results.
Yes.
Right? But it's the consistency, right? A lot of people, you may do it once or twice and then it's just like, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What are some more rituals?
I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I try to not listen to music whenever I'm driving in the car. I'm trying to always just fill my mind with gems, and feed myself with stuff that's going to help me be more fruitful, that I'll be able to, use and apply to my business, whether it be in real estate or any other aspect of my life.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something I do, or read whenever I can as well, but also just surround myself with the right people.
What about you?
For me, I like to take pride in the fact that, for one, when I drive, I don't listen to music, right? I drive in silence, or I'm listening to an audiobook, right? That's something that I really, really take pride in, because like Daniel said, you gotta kind of fill yourself with the right information, so that you can be fruitful and you can, spread that kind of knowledge to other people. Also, I'm very diligent with my workout routine now, right? And I feel like now, because of this COVID stuff, it has allowed me to be very disciplined in the way, my day operates, the way I eat, and the way I work out.
Structure.
Yeah.
No distractions.
Yeah.
I think you spend time doing the hard things so that work is easy. When I'm doing real estate work, it doesn't even feel like work. It feels like a hobby. It's like I love doing it.
Yeah.
Because I've already worked and did something that I don't really want to do, which is work out. I already did that. So now I got...
Everything else is it's easy.
So
it really does. Now that I think about it, if you work out earlier, or you get the thing that you don't want to do out of the way, the rest of the day just kind of like flows.
So much better. Right?
They say if you do what's hard, your life is easy. If you do what's easy, your life will be hard.
Simple.
It's very, very simple.
Simple. So I make sure that that's something that I do. I think especially when I hear conversations about people not doing certain things, or people like, oh, I'm binge watching this show. It's like, if those people are doing that, then I definitely don't want to be doing that. So you kind of gotta pay attention to what you're striving for, what you're looking for, and who you're bouncing ideas off of and emulating, because that essentially is going to shape you.
Yeah, no, and I definitely agree with the COVID stuff. I think that I've been able to find so much more structure in my life, and it's not necessarily from a work standpoint, but more from like a spiritual, like mental type of thing. Like I'll wake up and I'll still be in my bed and make sure that I pull up my Bible app and start reading like whatever devotionals I have. And like, you know, spend that time to talk to God. And then I have a 5-minute like gratitude journal where I will write down what I'm grateful. Like the book actually is a beautiful book. It's called the 5-minute journal, I think, or something. But it's like a gratitude book, and it will be like, what are you grateful for today? What is your affirmation for today?
I'm grateful for you guys, just so you guys know.
I'm grateful for you too.
I'm grateful for you guys.
Dear.
But that's important because I feel like when you're doing things like that, every day you're going to be better, right? And that's something I pride myself on. Like, I don't know when my last day is going to be, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody knows. But at the end of the day, every single day, I try to go to sleep and say, you know what? Was I a better person today than I was yesterday?
That's one thing that I do love about that book, though, is because at the end of the day, you go back to it and you're like, okay, what good 3 things happened today? And then what's one thing that you could have made better? Okay. So it's like such a beautiful thing. And just being able to like write and journal and see like progression.
That sounds fire.
Yeah, I'm going to show you it. It's dope. It's dope. I really like it. I gave it out one time for my Love Yours community project that I do.
Okay.
And all the girls that got it, they were like, this is amazing. Because it's something special, and you're able to like essentially track your evolution, and you can look back and see like, this was what I was grateful for, and it could be the smallest thing ever that makes you smile, like something that makes you have joy. So definitely those type of things, and incorporating them into your daily rituals is gonna like have you ahead of the curve.
That's a great habit to have, right? They say life is a compilation of habits, you know. So if you're not implementing certain habits from now, how do you expect your life to look a certain way, right? You don't shape your future, you shape your habits now.
Key,
right?
Dropping gems. Dropping gems.
Now, so that's those little habits.
That's what changes your life.
That changes
so you
your
choose
life.
your habits essentially, and then your habits choose your life.
100%.
Okay, that's
100%.
That's key.
Well, you guys are both 2 successful men. Why?
Still going.
Obviously, success doesn't necessarily have.
There's no destination.
A ceiling.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Right? They say like there's industries that sometimes have a ceiling, but at the end of the day, I really believe that it's up to the one person, right? Like it's what you want to achieve. What do you want to? Yeah. So you never have to. Don't ever let anybody like cap you. Period. Okay. What do you guys think your reasons why are? Like, what motivates you to continue to get up and just try to achieve for more success?
For me, I would say my family. Right. My mom grew up not having. We grew up immigrant family, you know, from Ghana. Shout out my Ghanaians out there. So we grew up not having, right? So that lack always kept me going. It always fueled me.
Yeah.
You know, so I've always been very prideful in where I come from and very cautious of where I come from and understand that, you know, we never had. So let me at least make the attempt to put myself in a better situation that can possibly benefit or assist the people in my family and the people around me, right? At the end of the day, we only have one life to live. You have one legacy to leave. So I want to at least leave a positive imprint in those that are connected to me and those that are around me and the people that are related to me, so that, you know, they can now set up their lives to be greater, right?
Yeah.
They say that, you know, you stand on your parents' shoulders so that you could see further, you know, so I want to at least maximize that height that I've reached and allow those that come after me to now amass to greater heights.
Yeah.
You know, and I have a nephew that's really into ball. I want to see him take it far.
Zion the baller.
I didn't get to take it far, right? I didn't get good till later in my life.
Yeah.
And it was a little too late. I'm like, now I'm playing Canada West.
Got to kill the hoop dreams.
Yeah. You know, so hopefully he'll have those opportunities that I never had.
That's what's up. So that's what's up. My reason why is very similar. My mom's a single mom. I'm the oldest, so my reason why is my family as well. My mom, we've moved over 30 times. Basement apartment, building apartment, room for rent. Like
That's a whole lot of moving. I'm just over here like, I can't do it.
Nah, it wasn't fun.
No.
But, you know, that gave me a level of hunger to show me that I knew that I wanted something different for my life.
Humility too.
Humility as well. And being the oldest, I felt I was the man of the house, right?
Yeah.
So I felt that responsibility on my shoulders, like from a very young age. I'm contributing to rent from like when I'm in grade 8, grade 9 in high school. You know what I mean? So it was like being able to retire my mom you know, and even being able to, you know, tell her last year, like, you know, you don't have to work anymore, you know, come work with me on my team and, you know, help build this business with me together was one of the most fulfilling. Amazing. It was one of the most fulfilling things. It's something that I dreamed about doing my entire life, retiring my mom. But that right there is one piece of it. The other piece of my reason why is to make an impact, right? And like I said, when I die, I don't think anyone's gonna remember, you know, my watch or my car that I'm driving, but I think they're gonna remember, you know, the impact that I made on the people's lives that I came in contact with.
Yep.
Right. So instead of, you know, trying to strive for, you know, material possessions, you know, I strive to be a person that leaves impact on people's lives. And hopefully, you know, by listening to this podcast, you know, you'll be inspired, empowered, and motivated to take control of your own life, you know, and follow in our footsteps and, you know, be similar to us or even be greater than us, you know, and actually being able to take control of your life using real estate as a vehicle.
Yes. And so 3 things you need to be mindful of. You got to train your mind, know your why, and then once you do, be consistent. Jay-Z always said the genius thing is we did not give up. Imagine Jay-Z giving up. We would not have everything that we have, right?
Because he was going around record label to record label before they started Rockefeller.
And they said no.
They said no.
No.
I'm thinking like,
no.
who's saying no to Jigga Man? Like,
Right?
what were they listening to? The Blueprint or Reasonable Doubt? Like, I'm trying to understand what they were listening to because like his early stuff was my favorite, right? But yeah, like you said, the genius thing was they never gave up. They had that consistency. So even when they got turned down from every record label, they were consistent enough to say, you know what, it's all good.
Yeah,
you know,
let's do it on our own.
Like they say, no's are inevitable. You know, everywhere you go, you're
always gonna get a no.
You can't let it get to you.
When I was young and I was in high school, I wanted a job so bad, like so bad. Everybody worked at like Foot Locker and all these cool jobs, Old Navy, and they're getting discounts and stuff, and I couldn't get it because I couldn't get a job. I'd hand out resumes, and nothing would happen.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
Because you eventually got a yes.
And now I work for myself.
And now you're here.
Now I work for myself.
So
we made it. We made it.
So what's today's book of the day?
So today's book of the day is Soar by T.D. Jakes. It's a great book. It allows you to apply a certain faith aspect to your entrepreneurial journey. You know, just to see things from a different angle, right? I don't know how many people are very faith oriented, but I pride myself on my faith. And, you know, it gives you that duality to business and faith, and knowing that at the end of the day with God, all things are possible. And, you know, once you put your trust in him, put your faith in him, and still persevere through, that things will start manifesting. You start soaring.
I love me some TD Jakes. I'm going to have to borrow that from you.
Oh, man. It says build your vision from the ground up.
Yes.
That's powerful.
Okay.
They said the only thing that's worse than being blind is having sight but no vision.
Wow.
Imagine.
Bars. Okay, the quote we're going to end this off with is when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, you will be successful. And that's by Eric Thomas.
E.T. the hip hop preacher.
Yes. I'm Alicia Ace West.
I'm Twee Estate.
Daniel King, aka King Sold.
And this was another episode of Millennials to Millionaires.
M2M.
Right.